Greetings, everyone. It's July 22nd, 2015. Michael Bowman from Vertical Works here. Happy belated Father's Day to all you dads. A few days ago, I posted a video on JavaScript, and it was about this and prototype. I just wanted to focus on those two things. I had a friend that was kind of confused about it. I got 3 emails really quickly, and one of them was, can you please do it in code so that I can kind of see like the whiteboard. I did it on the whiteboard, and I like being at the whiteboard because it's just fun. But I'm going to do it in code. So let's do it, shall we? Let's go ahead and just jump over there, and I'll show you what we got. All right, so for starters, hopefully you can hear me. I'm using WebStorm version 10. I've got a Node skeleton app opened up, so we're using Node for this little app right here. And before we start there, I thought I would show you this. I made this earlier. I thought maybe this might help. So in JavaScript, JavaScript is kind of neat. You don't have classes per se, but you can new up a function as an object. Like if you look over here on line 21 and 22, I am doing var object 1 equals new my class, and var object 2 equals new my class. I'm basically newing up this. So that's why I put function/object over here, just so you get an idea. And as we scroll down, you see a function's got properties, like this guy here on line 12, this .p1 equals uppercase prop. And then I've got this red box called prototype. What's prototype? Well, think of it as, I guess, it's my own interpretation of things, but think of it as shared. Actually, what prototype is it's kind of like a helper, because JavaScript doesn't have class inheritance per se in the traditional way. But prototype is on object. You can go object.prototype and my function.prototype. I mean, it's everywhere, prototype. So you can even see prototype.prototype, I think, and see where something got its prototype from. And, it's helpful. You can also get the constructors from it. It's actually got a huge array of functions and things, properties that are really useful. But beyond the scope of this video, all I want to let you know is this. If you're going to declare a function, because you want to use it as an object like car, and you want some properties that you want to be able to inherit from and that type of thing, put them on prototype. Hang them off prototype. I'm going to show you how to do it, and I'll explain why. So here's function my class. This .p1 equals prop. Forget about line 15, although I did it for example. My class.prototype.myProtoProp is uppercase XYZZY. And then my class.prototype.myMethod equals a new function that changes this .p1 equals lowercase prop. Okay, this is what I wanted to explain to my friend. What does that mean, this? So what JavaScript does is when you're running JavaScript, the V8 engine fires up and it goes, what are we doing here? I've got this instruction on line, where is it? Delta, yeah. I put it down here in my Delta object 1 function. On line 47, object1.myMethod. So it's going to execute this right here. And it's going to jump over to here, my method, and it's going to run this function. Basically, that line of code right there on line 17. And JavaScript says, well, gee, what's this? Well, this resolves to the caller's context, which is object 1. Get it? Object1.myMethod, this, my method, and it changes the p1 property on object 1. So when you call my method, when you call object1.myMethod, it's going to change object 1, aka this, .p1 to lowercase prop. So let's run this and just kind of see where it's at, shall we? Chrome. Okay, so we'll just make sure it's compiled. And F5 it. Okay. So I've newed up. Here's the new up on line 20. Right there, index line 20. I've newed up 2 objects, right? New up 2 objects. Var1, object 1, object 2. And then I dump them. I have got a function for dump 1 and dump 2. Basically, carbon copy code except for the object. I could have passed it in, but whatever. So object1.p1 equals prop, and object1.myProtoProp equals XYZZY. And then I just dump the object itself. It's telling you all about it. My class, the object is my class. P1 equals prop. My prop data equals XYZZY. Now, why is it saying that? I thought we said uppercase X, Y, Z, Z, Y. Well, you guys want to know? Well, because right down here on line 27, I've got this code in play. Delta object. It's changing the protoprop to lowercase, and it's calling my method. If I comment that out, save, run, and recompile, it goes away. Take a look. Right? So now we're looking at class object 1 and object 2, sorry. P1 is prop. My protoprop is XYZZY. And they're all uppercase. Notice now this underscore, underscore, proto, underscore, underscore. Normally you're not supposed to change this, but it's interesting to look at. And I'll explain it in a minute. We're going to pop this back into play here. Hit run. And do this again. Okay. So, pardon me. So now we're back. We've just executed this code. We've done the change. The change happens right here on line 45. I've deltaed the object. Object 1.p1 is lowercase prop. Object 1.myprotoprop is xyzzy. But if you look at the actual object itself and you go into proto, look at that. It knows. It knows the original. So I thought that's kind of cool to show you. It's good to use Chrome and actually look at the variables and objects that you've created. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, is that when you create a function, it has a prototype. And right here, I'm accessing it, and then I'm adding stuff. I'm adding stuff. And if I was going to inherit, one class inherits another class, you want to use prototype because you're going to inherit from prototype. So I hope that helps. And I hope that helps with this, understanding what this is. This is the caller's context. Now, you can actually muck with, there's another function that you can call, and you can actually tell JavaScript what this is, but this is normally the caller's context. Anyway, I hope that helps. You're looking at the code. It's really straightforward and simple. I got a dump function. They're both identical. And then I have a delta, which just changes two properties. No big deal. Pretty simple stuff, and I hope it demonstrates this and prototype. If you have any questions, give me a call or an email, actually, mbowman@verticalworks.com. I hope this was better than using the whiteboard, and I hope my little weird, Visio thing helped. But to look at it, here's your function object. You got properties, but then use prototype. Anything in here, I'm going to call it shared. You can inherit from it. You can add functions to it. It's shared, and properties as well. And really, that's what you want to do. If you're going to be inheriting and whatnot, and if you're going to be adding functions to objects, that's how you do it. Use prototype, obviously. So, in this case, I have function my class, and if I want to add a function to it, that's a pretty easy way to do it, just like that. You can also have an inline function. I could go inside of here and have a this dot f1 equals new func, right? I think you can do that, but that's not the way. I like to add everything to prototype myself. Anyway, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, mbowman@verticalworks.com. All of you have a great day. Happy coding.